So good morning and welcome. I'm not sure if you can see me. Malcolm, can you see me? Yeah, super. So my name is Irena Belcheva, and I'm happy to host this webinar today on latest AI innovations in industrial applications, together with our speaker, Malcolm Werchota. I will introduce Malcolm later. I just want to say a few words about the Chamber of Commerce Switzerland Central Europe. The Chamber is the key organization in Switzerland, connecting Switzerland with the 17 Central Eastern European countries across the fields of economy, trade, society, culture, and education science. This C-Swiss Impulse Sessions is a monthly series of brief, inspiring webinars on relevant and current topics that are impacting Switzerland and the CEE region. The Chamber started this initiative back in 2021, but we are not doing this alone. We do this with our partner organizations or partner chambers in the CEE region. You can see we work together with almost all bilateral chamber of commerce in the CEE countries. You can, after the webinar, we will send you this presentation together with the contacts of the chambers. So if you want to contact them later. Before we start, I just want to go over a few housekeeping points. Our speaker will give presentation in 30 minutes, and then there will be time for questions and that you may have. You are on mute with no video, so this webinar is recording, and you can rewatch it afterwards on our YouTube channel. You can use the chat function to introduce yourself, from which city you are coming or country, or if you have any insights regarding the topic, you can please feel free to share. Also, you can use the Q&A button to ask questions that we will address after the presentation. Of course, as I mentioned, you will receive the slides and the contact details of all Chamber of Commerce, and you can rewatch the session. Just before to introduce Malcolm, I want to say that our next C-Swiss Impulse session will be on 9th of July. And the topic is really interesting, the future of water security, challenges and solutions. So you can be updated on our website, and if you have any idea about a relevant, interesting topic, you can always write to us on this email. So now it's my great pleasure to introduce our speaker, Malcolm Werchota. I have met Malcolm first while he was working at Novartis, and he was a board member at the chamber. Today, Malcolm is a ChatGPT evangelist with extensive expertise in energy, healthcare, and AI-driven innovation. He's the co-founder of Quoting AI, a Swiss startup that leverages artificial intelligence to optimize quoting processes. Malcolm also leads the AI practice at 888 Solutions, a Swiss consultancy company offering cutting-edge practical guidance for implementing generative AI across key corporate functions, including marketing, HR, IT, and production. Malcolm has a master's degree in material science from the University of Leuven and an MBA from ESD or the ESADE. His presentations are always engaging and provide the latest knowledge on AI. So I'm sure that you will enjoy in the next 45 minutes and learn a lot from Malcolm. So welcome, Malcolm. We are looking forward to learn how industrial companies can benefit from the latest innovations in AI.
Irena, you're putting a lot of pressure on me now. The introduction was like this.
Yes, but
Awesome.
after the presentation, the people will know why.
Good, let's hope so. May I ask you to let me allow to share? I press on share
Yes,
screen.
I will now stop share.
Shane,
So
thank you so much.
just some logistics.
Awesome.
So I think now you are
wonderful. Yes.
share.
Okay, wonderful. So let's go. Now, how come AAA Solutions, which is a very, very small consultancy firm, I mean, a handful of people, how come we are being called by companies such as private banks like LGT, Raiffeisen flies us to Albania, Engel is like, can you make a workshop in the States? But also Nestle, we did workshops with the boards of Nestle. So all of these companies and ourselves have a bit the issue that we want to roll out generative artificial intelligence, but we don't know how. Or we go into companies and they say, yeah, we're already using AI. And I'm saying, no, you're not. And you have no idea how to use AI. Because when we talk about efficiency gain, like you can get 40% efficiency gain out of AI, Malcolm, we're already using AI. We're writing emails with AI. I'm like, yes, stop. But you have 10,000 processes in your company. And you're not getting 40% efficiency gain. You're getting 40% divided by 10,000. So 0.0004% efficiency gain. If you want to roll out AI, then you need to do it everywhere. Because if not, you're not getting the efficiency gain. Now, why is Malcolm here standing talking to you about this? Because I worked in a company where I was leading a $100 million business unit, and we rolled it out in all the processes. And I saw how this works, and then I quit my job, and then I said, okay, I would just teach companies how to use AI. Because if my company where I was working had that problem, every other company in the world right now had this problem. Yeah, Malcolm, we have 2-3 people who are using ChatGPT. But I'm like, wait, stop. Don't you all of us, don't we like an employee that can teach all our employees? An employee that is able to identify where to use AI. An employee that is perceived to be more trustworthy and more performant, is able to generate more revenue, and is boosting our high performers. So today I'm not going to blah, blah. We're just going to look at academic papers, and we're going to try these things right away on ChatGPT to show you how simple and easy it is to work. And this employee, the beauty of this employee costs you 20 euro a month. He or she does not need vacation. He or she is working all the time. He or she speaks 190 languages and is more performant in pretty much everything than each and every single one of your employees. If I sit down with CEOs, I normally ask them, guys, what's the average IQ of your employee? Malcolm, we are very good employees. Yeah, I understand you have good employees. But the average IQ of your employee, even if it is a very good Japanese super duper employee, is 106. Do you understand what this means? Do you understand that Einstein had an IQ of 160 and ChatGPT 4.0 already has an IQ of 155? So today we're relying on humans with a low IQ versus boosting them with the support of a high IQ. Now, the first one is, it's time to teach professionals how to use Gen AI. And not any professionals, senior professionals. And now I'm going to say this very respectfully, people with gray hair. Why? People with gray hair have gone through moving from telex to fax, boom, fax to email, boom, 10 years later, email to social media. So every 10 years in the last 30, 40 years, they did a huge jump in knowledge gain. And what I realized when I go in companies, junior employees have no idea how to use GenAI because they don't know how difficult it was before. So therefore, we spend time explaining to them, and this is a paper which is, look, 1 day old. This is a paper which is 1 day old, which says, don't expect juniors to explain how to seniors in your company. Don't worry, the new juniors will know how to use GenAI and they will teach the others no. Because the juniors have no clue how to use GenAI. A very, very nice output of this paper is that juniors have a very poor understanding of what you can do with GenAI. Yeah, they type 3 words and they get 3 words. But they don't understand this is not Google because they are Google native. So let's look at this right away. Let's do this in 1 second. So, hey, I want you to write me minutes of meetings, not minutes of meetings, let's say a standard work instruction, how I can get from the city of Bregenz in Austria to Barcelona, where my startup is. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to take the latest train from Bregenz at 10 at night, and I'm going to go to the airport in Zurich. And in Zurich, I'm going to sleep at the Hyatt. So the Hyatt costs me 250 euro. And then after this, I'm going to take a flight with Swiss, because I always fly Swiss because I want lots of miles. And for Swiss, I'm going to fly to Barcelona. This flight, normally, if I book in advance, will cost me roughly 200 euro. Then I'm going to land at 9:30 in the morning. I need to take a taxi from the airport to the office. That would normally cost me 40 euro. And then I'm going to stop and buy some cakes for the office because I always do that. That's going to cost me another 60 euro. Now, and I normally arrive in the office at around 10 in the morning. Now, based on everything I just said, write me, first of all, standard work instructions. Secondly, make me a table with the costs. In the first column, I want the number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the second, I want the description. In the third, I want the cost. In the fourth, I want the sum. And then make me 2, 3 diagrams that not only show me the cost, but also maybe how the travel will be. And maybe you can make it editable. And maybe you can also make me a Gantt chart. Now, obviously, if we sit down with our junior employees, what happens? Our junior employees type 2 words into ChatGPT. And then they get out 2 words and they say, yeah, but the output of ChatGPT is really bad. No, the output is not bad. Your input is really bad. Do you understand that if you just naturally speak into it and give a lot of context, isn't this wonderful that I don't need to switch on my brain? And that now I get my whole explanation. I get my tables, my cost tables. I know the total sum of this trip, my diagrams in terms of what I could do. Awesome. Would you like me to create the visual charts? Yes, the charts now. The Gantt chart explained where the trip is, how it works, etc. Stay at the Hyatt. You see, I have time from 1 in the morning to 7 in the morning to sleep. And I'm now going to also get all of this in terms of a Gantt chart. And we are now roughly 1.5 minutes into this example. Now, if you take one of your employees, they would spend to do this task 3 to 4 hours. At this quality, 3 to 4 hours. So today, my question is, look, isn't this wonderful? Look at this. Cost breakdown, travel itinerary, nothing here. So we can go back to ChatGPT and say, this is BS, you need to fix this. Cost breakdown, travel itinerary, etc. And now I could be like, hey, the travel itinerary was empty. And we'll do it right now. The travel itinerary was empty. How about you do it for me as a bar chart so that I see the different timings it would take to do the different tasks. Again, your employee or me as a human I would take a good 1 to 1.5 hours to do these standard work instructions, these tables, summa summarum, all the costs, the diagrams, etc. Look at this. Isn't this wonderful? And the Gantt chart. So today, if not each and every single junior and senior employee that we have in our company is not using this technology, then we have a problem. Now, the second one is we sit down with companies and they say, yeah, Malcolm, we have ChatGPT. We bought it for our employees, but we don't know how to use it. I'm like, yeah. And they spend a significant amount of time identifying use cases. We could use it for this project on this task. I'm like, no, don't. Use it everywhere. Now, this is a study which is, again, a week old. And basically, you know, I want to explain what an expert ethicist says. An expert ethicist is someone who looks at studies and gives ethical advice. ChatGPT and these LLMs could not do this a month ago. Now, the AI is better than ethicists. It's difficult. Ethical dilemmas are very difficult. ChatGPT is better. So this is an extreme case, but ChatGPT is better than everything at each and every single task than our employees. So today we are trusting our employees to do something, but these systems outperform them. And then they say to us, but Malcolm, where can I use it? I'm like, don't switch on your brain. This here is a wonderful little prompt. It's a prompt that just says, identify use cases, make me a table, make me 10 different tables and 10 different use cases. So we're going to do this together. Let's say I go in a company and they bring me somebody from HR. Malcolm, can you do an HR deep dive? For sure. Let's do one. Hey, I am working in HR. You know, I'm the head of HR with a company with 2,000 people. But I don't really know how I can use Gen AI. So now what it's going to do, it's not going to give me one way that I can use ChatGPT. It's going to give me 10 different ways. And now the table is in German, but I could go back and say, well, let's do it now, just for the interest of having English speakers in this call. So now we're going to do this, and we're going to change it to English so that everybody can understand this. I need the tables in English. Okay, good. By the way, remember, it speaks all the languages of the world. Hey, if you're in HR today, you could use it to create training programs. You don't know how to create training programs, you just say, ChatGPT, help me create a training program for this and this. Plan employee development, recruiting and onboarding. And it's going to continue and continue and continue and give you 50 use cases how your HR employee can use Gen AI. And if you're not convinced, awesome. I need another 50. And it's going to continue and continue and continue. So today, companies are a bit stuck saying, yeah, but I don't know how to use it. Yeah, but ask the system how to use it. And don't assume that this is a tool. ChatGPT has moved into your office. We are now talking about a co-living situation. So what does co-living mean? This book is a game, you see, 1.5 months old, 2 months old. And this book basically says that human-like reasoning is how humans think about problems. So whenever you have a problem in the company, if you're just letting a human look at it, you're letting somebody with an IQ of 100 look at it. If you let ChatGPT look at it with the human in a co-living situation, you are having a real transformative impact. This person is now a co-worker of your company. Now, yeah, but Malcolm, my data scientist or my CFO is better. He can do all of these things better than ChatGPT. No, he cannot. He cannot, because he's a human. So let's look at this a bit. Let's say I'm going to send anybody on this call a data set. So let's look at this data set. I'm going to open it here for all of us to see. So this is a data set of used cars that I can buy right now in Germany. This data set has 30,000 lines. It's very difficult to analyze. Lots of lines. It tells you which type of car. Is it a BMW, Mercedes? How much it costs? Is it a manual? Is it an automatic? What type of gearbox does it have? All of these things. And this data set is not clean. So you need a data scientist in your group who can clean this and start analyzing this. So the only thing we're going to do is we're going to throw this data set into here, and we're going to say, analyze this data set, clean it, and then I need 10 diagrams, but you always give me a diagram and then 3-4 bullet points where you explain the diagram and the impact. And then the next diagram, editable diagram, and then the impact. Editable diagram, and then the impact. And I want you to do an analysis of this data set. Good. Now, while this is ongoing, I'm just going to do this so that we can see this a bit. And I'm going to now continue explaining this a bit. So another paper which came out while this is working is, again, look at this. This is 10 days old. So 10 days old, this is one of the first times that Google sent out a paper that says, Malcolm, oh, by the way, let's let him, well, anyway, you guys can see it. I'm just going to zoom this out so that we can see the analysis while we're working. So they basically said theory of mind. Let me explain theory of mind. Theory of mind is the ability to understand other people's thoughts. Okay, you know, we can be in a room, people talk a bit and we understand, okay, Irena actually said this, okay, Oliver actually said that, okay, this is the implication of this. Now, it is proven that these large language models are better at theory of mind than us humans. Do you understand this? This is the first time that basically they overtook human reasoning. And not just one model, ChatGPT, no. Now we're starting to see 2, 3, 4 other models which are slowly getting better at human reasoning. So what are we doing? We are letting our employees work, first of all, without ChatGPT. Then we're not teaching them how to prompt ChatGPT. Then we're not letting them use data and analyze data. Like this is happening while I'm speaking. I'm still on minute 2 or 3 on this example. And then we're not explaining them that they should be in a co-living situation. Because this is the most that they will get out of this entire situation. And now we go to this example, which is still working in the background. I mean, this was the prompt. Look how bad my prompt was. Analyze this data set. I need 10 diagrams. What do I see in this data set? Malcolm, hey, there are limousines, combi, buses. These are how many there are. It explains to me, you know, this is what you can see. The price diagram of distribution of cars, okay. Obviously, most of them are within the price range. Distribution of year of registration, it put between 0 to 2000, obviously. How about most of them are benzene, diesel, LPG. Most of them, actually, you can see here are manual versus automatic. Here, look at this. Most of them are Volkswagen. Okay, we could go into here. Brand distribution, number of kilometers driven, you know, and we continue. It's still working. And now I could say, awesome, look here. I want you to take this entire data set of 30,000 cars. I only want cabrios. I want cabrios that are Porsche or Mercedes and that are based in Bavaria, because I want to buy one of these cars in Bavaria. And I want you to, first of all, make me a filtered editable table. And then I want a map of where these cars are. So now we have something called the forfeit effect. It doesn't matter. We're just going to come back into here and we're just going to repeat this thing to show you that it's not magic. Okay. Awesome. Now I want an editable and filtered table with all the cabrios that are at least Mercedes or Porsche and that are based in Bavaria. And I want it as an editable filtered table. I want to see how many there are. And the next one is, I also want, please, to see them on a map separately. So you would have to go understand the table, analyze it for hours on end, and then start filtering it. No, stop it. You don't need Excel anymore. Everything is here. You open ChatGPT, here are all the cars, which are the ones I wanted, okay? There are 314 cabrios, you see? Now, look, he made a mistake. I said only Mercedes and Porsche. Filter the table again. Filter the table again. Okay, filter the table again. And then it's going to filter the table, and then it's going to give me a new table with only the Porsches and the Mercedes, because I can see here Audi, BMW, Fiat, Volkswagen, etc. Okay, here's my table. Remember Mercedes, Porsche, Mercedes, Porsche. Here are all the cars. There are 55 cabrios. I spoke into it, okay? And now remember I said that I want to see where in Bavaria they are located. So now I'm going to get a map, hopefully. And if not, I'm going to open this one just for you to see. But in general, I would have to push it again. Where are we? This is a forfeit effect, but I like it. This one. Let's try it. Did it come up? Okay, map didn't work. So one of the main reasons I do this also is just to show that this technology is not perfect. And then you sit down with companies and then they say, yeah, but Malcolm, you saw it didn't work. I'm like, yeah, but hey, it took me 1.5 minutes to do this entire data set analysis. So now if I need to fight with the LLM another minute while your employee has only opened Excel, what are we talking about? So these systems are better. They're not perfect. You still need to work with them. You still need to fight with them. And actually, I want to fight with it. I'll just try it, okay? Hey, you said you're going to give it to me in a map, okay? When I open the map is empty. So you have here the codes, where these cars are situated. So please put these 55 cars on a map that I can click. By the way, this is another lesson learned. Always fight with the LLMs. Every time they give you something, something went wrong. Yeah, guys, I have the problem that in general, ChatGPT is a pain in the ass today, but we're still going to challenge it. Let's wait here. Define a dictionary. So you see now it's putting all the postal codes. There we go. It's understanding where the cities are: Munich, Starnberg, Rosenheim, Landshut, Ingolstadt, etc. And it's putting it as coordinates also. And once these coordinates are done, then it's going to put it on a map. But let's give it a second. Zack, 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 get the postal code, approximate. That's another one. When you use Gen AI, please always click on here so that you see what is happening. Because if not, you will not have a good idea of what's happening. You will not understand really what's happening, okay? There we go. And here are my cars. So, and now why did I say Bavaria? Because I live here. So I don't want to drive too far to go and buy my cars. I mean, I just did this in 3.5 minutes. So now the last one is, and I know I'm a consultant, and I know people pay me a lot of money to come to their companies and teach them how to use Gen AI and how to implement it. But what I'm saying to you is forget consultants, because you have the knowledge in-house. In this paper, which is again 2 months old, what they basically saw is any entrepreneur who uses Gen AI, who is a low performer in the company, gets bad results. No, Malcolm, now everybody would just copy things out of ChatGPT. No. The low performers will copy things out of ChatGPT, but what's going to happen? You're going to see that they will have a decline in performance. That's why we said co-living. That's why we said you use these technologies hand in hand with your friends, hand in hand with your colleagues. Because the low performers, they will always be low performers. Even if they have ChatGPT, actually, they will just copy paste things out of it, not understand it, and have a decline in performance. While, for example, somebody who is a high performer will boost their capabilities. And now we're talking about ChatGPT, but you know that there are many models. There's Claude. Claude is from another company called Anthropic. Gemini from Google. So now we're not only talking about co-working with ChatGPT and a human, we're talking about multiple large language model frameworks. So you're going to work with the ChatGPT of Google, you're going to work with the ChatGPT of Anthropic, you're going to work with ChatGPT. How does that work? I'll show you. Everything I'm talking about is not rocket science. All of you can do it, and every employee in your company can do it. Might be in HR, logistics, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to come in and I'll be like, hey, look here, I need a marketing plan. You know, we want to do some marketing. We are a construction company, and we're kind of working very locally in Hungary, close to the Austrian border. So now I want to do a marketing plan for going across the border, you know, that appeals to Austrian companies. You know, I have all the certifications to work in Austria, and I am very strong in flooring and heating and pump and piping. Okay. So could you please do this marketing plan for me? So what I will now have is POE, that's one LLM, working on this. And it doesn't matter what this marketing plan, it does not matter. But now I can do and now I can use another large language model, which is totally different. Can you please critique the previous marketing plan? Oh, it's not writing. Let's try it again. Can you please critique the marketing plan from another large language model? What is good, what is bad? And what do I need to improve? What I need to improve, put in a table with at least 4 columns, and there need to be at least 10 things that I need to improve. And now, while the answer comes out, I'm going to open the large language model of Google. And this is now a wonderful, powerful machine. Based on the, oh, see, this is not my, hello, can you hear me? Yes. So based on the first proposal for the marketing plan from POE, large language model, and the proposals from Claude that the things need to be improved, now you please write me a comprehensive new marketing plan taking into account the feedback all of these large language models. And remember how we said these things have an IQ of 100 something? Now, for this, your marketing team can do that. Your marketing team can start at 80% right now by having worked essentially with 3 totally different large language models. All the way from distribution, action plan, promotion, the strategy, the value proposition that we offer to the Austrian companies, the target market, the competitive analysis. It took me a minute. It took me 1 minute. So we have a bit the problem that guys like Malcolm, and not only Malcolm, also Accenture, BCG, McKinsey, they are all running around and working with our competitors. And, you know, I work with companies from all over Europe, and funnily enough, the Nordic companies are very strong in using ChatGPT and these things. Very, very strong. And I kind of realized that always, and I couldn't really explain it, but I kind of now understand this slowly. So if your employees don't have ChatGPT, each and every single employee, then you have a problem. The problem you have is the city of Oslo gave all the 6-year-old to 12-year-olds ChatGPT. And now what we see is that one of our competitive advantages, which we have in Eastern Europe when working with Western European companies, is pricing. We're good in delivery, we're good in pricing. But now we're bad in delivery. Why? Because the latest report, which is again just a couple of days old, from University of Oxford, shows that educational institutions, which are not in our Eastern European bloc countries, are rolling these things out very fast. Not only in schools to the 6 to 12-year-olds, but guys like Malcolm also go around and teach all types of business schools, and it reflects in the way that companies use GenAI. On the top left, what you see here, what are top countries that use GenAI? Denmark, USA, etc. And very unfortunately, the more eastern we go in Europe, the less the usage of this technology. So then comes a bit the question, okay, Malcolm, it's good. I understood. I understood that Gen AI is really important, but man, first of all, it's going to cost me lots of money. It's going to take a lot of time. And I'm like, wait, stop. I just showed you the work of an entire team that you can do in 5 minutes. And you're talking about costs. You're talking about saving €20 a month per employee, which you're going to get in the next minute. Because why? Gen AI implementation, when we go in companies, they say, okay, now we have to roll out Gen AI. How long will it take? Is this an IT infrastructure project? This is going to take hours on end, days on end, months on end. I'm like, no. Open the latest report on McKinsey. McKinsey says Gen AI implementation is between 2 to 3 months, and you get the entire company onboarded. And that's what we're doing at 888 Solutions. We sit down with companies and we say, okay, stop. First, you explain this to the board. I can teach your HR, I can teach compliance, I can teach legal, I can teach everybody how to use Gen AI, but we don't do this. First, we explain this to the C-level. This is called the C-level discovery workshop. This is not too much a sales pitch. You can copy paste this and do it yourself if you want. And on a C-level discovery workshop, I showed you 3 things, but normally we show you the big wide range of where you can use it everywhere in your company. And then companies take 20 employees, 50 employees. With Raiffeisen in Albania, it was 100 employees. And we do a cross-functional workshop, like a full day. And we don't only show them, right away they practice. And then you roll out department deep dives, you create the hub structure, and you roll out Gen AI. So I am a bit cheeky. You heard it in the way that I speak. But I want to give everyone on this call and every CEO who has ever invited me to their board meeting, I gave the same speech. I said, you guys are living behind a planet, which is behind the moon, behind our galaxy. It's a planet called all my employees don't use Gen AI. Why? Because remember what I said at the beginning. Would we not want an employee that is able to teach all our employees? I showed you. That is able to identify where AI can be used. I showed you, it's one prompt. Is more trustworthy than our colleagues. I showed you that the papers say that we trust the input from Gen AI much more because it's more detailed, more advanced and everything. Let me show you this. So, you know, positioning, marketing, positioning. So this here is a university where I studied. It's called the Mining University of Leeuwen. So I wanted to see how are they positioning themselves online versus the other university. So versus INSEAD, okay, fantastic business school. So the only thing I did is I pasted 10 LinkedIn posts from University of Leeuwen. I just took a screenshot and I said, analyze the positioning of the University of Leeuwen. And it analyzed it. And then I did the same for INSEAD. I put 10 screenshots and it did it. But now this is where the magic comes. Now imagine that I am from the University of Leeuwen and I want to compete with the University of INSEAD. So make a table. Make a table with at least 4 columns and 10 topics where you give the University of INSEAD a grade between 1 to 10. And you give the University of Leeuwen a grade between 1 to 10. And you show me what is the next post that I need to do to be able to improve myself on this positioning point if I am the University of Leeuwen. So now we're going to write here INSEAD, and here we're going to write INSEAD. And this, for a human, is impossible. It's impossible. You need an army of marketers. They need to do workshops for hours on end. They need to sit down, they need to think, they need to switch on their brain. And they will never ever get me such a table out, ever in a minute, looking at the last 10 LinkedIn posts of both companies. Malcolm, INSEAD clearly positions itself very well on global leadership. Leoben is not doing a good job, but don't worry, Malcolm. I can help you because you could highlight a significant global partnership. So all the following steps, I'm never going to get out of the thread. Look here, I like the fact that you said I need to highlight a significant global partnership. So go and search online the University of Leoben, find 1 or 2 global partnerships that we have, and write me a LinkedIn post about it, and also give me the sources, please. And I need at least 2 different sources. Good. And again, look at this. It's now did all of these things, all of these topics. It explained it. And now it's going to go online. It's going to search the global partnerships that already the University of Leoben has, but that they're just not highlighting. And it's going to write me that LinkedIn post. And then I have it. And now, do I still need 15 people in my marketing team? Probably not. So let's wait. Let's give it a second, because I really always like to show something, you know. EIT raw materials, they're working with them. They're working with these guys. These collaborations underscore our commitment to advancing sustainable practices. And here are all the sources to make sure that it's not a hallucination. So, is more trustworthy than our colleagues, we saw the paper. Is more performant than our colleagues, we saw the paper. Is able to generate more revenue and dramatically reduce costs. No brainer. Any company where we go in, when they normally see our offer of working together with us, they all get a heart attack. They say, you guys are too expensive. I say, guys, you're going to save these costs after tomorrow. Not in 1 month, not in 6 months. No, after tomorrow. And is boosting our high performance, which we also saw in the paper. So I'm going to stop being arrogant. I'm going to give back the floor to Irena. And I would love for you to add me on LinkedIn if you are an AI enthusiast or not. And I'm sure we have lots of questions. And to end this wonderful call, I'm going to show you something, before we open for Q&A. My daughters use ChatGPT each and every single day. So I was filming how they are using it. And then I said to them, okay, imagine I'm talking to companies. What are some tips that I can give them? So my 5-year-old said,
Ihr könnt es mehr benutzen, dann arbeitet ihr schneller und besser.
You can use it, then you will work faster and better. That's my 5-year-old. And the 8-year-old is saying,
Also, das kann ihr macht bei Google mal ChatGPT und dann sucht ihr das und dann probiert ihr lieber die App zu holen, bevor ihr in eine Schwierigkeit kommt.
So she says, you go on Google, you type ChatGPT, you use ChatGPT, and you better use it before you get in trouble. Because I explained to them, I said, guys, companies today that don't use it will be significantly in trouble because of the power of this technology. So, Irena, action.
Yeah, thank you, Malcolm. Yes, I'm always surprised what is going on in this AI ChatGPT world, and trying to be on the track, but it's so, how to say, progressing so fast, and new things are coming up. Yeah, maybe every week or so, but it's yes, it's astonishing to when you can use it. And I think, yeah, it's improving maybe the productivity of the employees, of the people, learning new things. Sure. And you can spend time on other things, and yeah, maybe more creative things that you want to spend time more on. But meantime, people, you can write questions if you have, and we can answer them in the next 15 minutes. Meantime, I have a question for Malcolm. What do you think, how the Swiss industry, the Swiss companies are responding to the AI and using AI in in their work? I mean, from your experience, or like?
No, I love it. So if you see a bit here, top left, your financial institutions, very strong in using it, very strong. Why? Because they're all afraid of fintech. So they got hit by fintech a couple of years, N26 coming up, Revolut, you know, all of these online banks, and they saw their business model being seriously disrupted. So now they are the ones who are pumping a significant amount of resources into rolling out Gen AI in their business. These are the most regulated industries after pharma, and they're using it everywhere. Pharma, okay, getting there, but relatively laggard because their business model is a different one, you know. But what you see on the right is construction, industry, FMCG. If they don't roll it out, their competitors are taking over like this. So yeah, this is this is now DACH. So it's a mix of Austrian, German, and Swiss companies. But I do see a very strong rollout in Switzerland. Very strong push and very strong rollout.
And I see like the Hochschule Luzern. How in education, I mean, it's maybe not so related to the topic of the webinar, but the education in the university, how they are implementing this in the curriculum, because we know like it's not so easy or not so quickly to change the curriculum to learn for the students, or I mean from perspective of the professors.
I like it. I like it. So I think we're not even changing the curriculum. I think what's happening here is an embedding of hyper-personalization of learning. I'm going to give you an example. Okay, I'm just going to speak into it for a minute. Hey, look, I have a background. I have a Turkish background. You know, I am now 2 years in Switzerland. I'm learning German, and I still don't really understand the difference between dative and accusative. And I need a couple of things. I need, first of all, 10 multiple choice questions with 4 questions at least. Empty, don't give me the answer, just give me the things, and then I'm going to fill them out. Oh, see, let's stop talking. Just a second. I just want to show you this. Hello? Yeah. So I need 10 multiple choice questions. I don't need the answers. I just need the question. Imagine that I'm a level B1, okay? And I want always 4 answers that I can choose from. Then I need 2 or 3 exercises with 10 questions each with fill the blanks. And also what I need is I need an essay that I need to write, so give me a topic for my level. And remember that I have a Turkish background. So before, what were teachers doing, or professors? They were giving each and every single person in the class the same homework. Every single person the same homework. Now, this lady with Turkish background, she has totally different problems than somebody who comes from Macedonia or somebody who comes from another country. So today you can give in a class of 30 students 30 hyper-personalized tasks. So the learning curve and educational institutions is just exploding in terms of hyper-personalization. Enable speech to text, no, it's just Windows H. So when you type, you know, when you go on the Windows key, you type Windows, you hold the Windows key, and you type H. That is the dictation feature. And you can dictate on there, you can dictate on your phone. While I'm driving, normally I speak into ChatGPT for hours on end. I did my entire tax return in 4 hours while talking to ChatGPT while driving. No, it works very well,
Okay, good
But
to
I
know
hope this
that.
answered your question.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, I mean, thank you. Yes, it's good input and for text declaration as well.
So
we
Andre,
have
we have a question from Andre.
We have a question from Andre.
Andre, I'm not gonna speak about my customers because I'm under NDA everywhere. I'm gonna speak about my startup. Andre, I have a startup that has 8 employees. And we have 8 employees since roughly 1.5, 2 years. Every single month, I'm like, shit, we need to hire somebody else, and we need to hire somebody else, and we need to hire somebody else, and we don't. I have a workforce, you know, and that 40% is very, very low. In my startup, that number is much bigger. I have GPTs. You see, these are GPTs, okay? And these GPTs, what they do is they are helpers. So Louis, the investors report, I always used to take 6 to 8 hours every single month to write my investors report. So now this has the repository of all the investors reports we ever written, all our company data, everything. And I go into it the same way I did it in front of you. I type, I say, I talk, we did this month, we did this month, we did this month, we get it. We analyze each and every single sales call, which was not possible before. I don't know if you guys use TRDV. There are other platforms, TRDV, Spinach, they're all very similar. I can go in here. Again, I'm not going to do it because these are customer calls, but I'm going to do it, for example, with this one here, because this one is an investigation. Hey, what are the top 3 or top 5 pain points of the customer? So now every single meeting we go in and we analyze the hell out of the meeting. Every single meeting in this company is recorded. Every single sales call is recorded, everything. Malcolm, the pain point of your customer is that. And that I put back into my GPTs, which are my AI helpers. And I'm going to come here into Vinny, the coating expert, and look at this. I'm going to be like, because I'm going to prepare for the next call. Tell me how Coating AI Flight Path, the software, can help and support to identify each and every single pain point. Make a table, on the left, the pain point, on the right, how Coating AI can help them. This is a process, a real life process of my company. Don't worry, Malcolm. Here are the pain points from your customers. Here is how you're going to tell the customer how it can help it. And then this is the next step. The customer's name is Frank. Write Frank an email saying, thank you very much for the meeting. It was wonderful that we talked about these pain points, and put half a line where you address how Coating AI can help them. I would like percentages, trends, and numbers. And I need this email written in English, not so formal, you know. There we go. And then I'm going to get the email and I send it out. And when I tell you I haven't written an email in 6 months, I've not written an email in 6 months. Anytime you get an email from Malcolm, it's written by ChatGPT. Hey, it was great that we discussed the fact that you have issues with energy consumption. Did you know that we can help you with 15%? Did you know that so Andre, my customers, when I show them stuff like that, 40% is the minimum. We're not even talking about 40%. 40% is what you get on the MIT study. I just showed you an entire sales process. I can kill any sales manager in the world by doing this. This was 2 steps. Analyze a sales call, get out the insights, work with my GPT, which I've built, send out the email. Get a crazy conversion. I hope this answered your question, sir. Oh, Irina, you are muted.
Thank you, Malcolm. Yes, if someone else want to reach out, Malcolm, you saw his contacts, and also we are sending these slides to you afterwards. I hope you enjoyed and learn a lot.
Always very, very happy to talk to Gen AI enthusiasts.
Thank you once again, Malcolm. I wish everyone a nice day, and yes, till the next webinar.
Take care. Thank you, Andre, for the question, Chief. All the best.
Yeah, thank you, Andre. Very impressive, inspiring. Super.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.